true. Finally come true.
There's a countdown.
Yeah, well, I take it out, but it's there still.
It's a long countdown.
Well, in case you don't know how to count.
We should have what's one from SpongeBob.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Dissenting Goyim Show, brought to you by Dyed in the Wool History Productions. And guys, I gotta say, over the past couple months on this show, we have been covering information that's not necessarily out there, information that is hated by these social media sites. Why? Because it goes against everything the bots want. It goes against everything the CIA agents care about. And it most importantly goes against everything that Israel is funding. Now, we owe some people an apology, or I think the social media world does. But most importantly, we need to address it, is that over the past month, we have covered one topic that has been more fun than the others, and that's the Charlie Kirk incident, right? The Charlie Kirk incident, when he died, for the right, it was, that transgender liberal activist, he done killed Charlie, right? And then for the left, it was good, he deserved it or whatever. But both parties were on the assumption that this was some kind of natural thing. Well, lo and behold, comes out this week. Guess what? That bullet does not match the gun of the transgender patsy, right? Now, the reason why I talk about this is because the internet has blown up since then, right? You have people that are saying, no, that's stupid. Charlie was, killed naturally by these guys. You have Candace Owens who is saying, no. You have those weird elite, satanic sacrificing Epstein type people who obviously had something to do with this. And every time she posted, more and more people that the bots could produce would go against it. So the question is, right, that while this entire narrative for the most part has been controlled by social media activism, we have to ask the question of, where did that get them? Ultimately, in the end, the weapon did not match the murder, essentially, especially because his head didn't fall off when the bullet hit him. So, guys, we have something special anyway, is that we have the crew from Topicocalypse ready to reboot and have a conversation about the number one thing killing the internet, killing free speech, killing dialogue, and killing everything that is good about our platforms, right? It's social media activism. Guys, how do we feel about social media activism and how it controls everything?
Hey, Big Dog, what does your hat say?
Oh, I love wieners.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't seeing things.
Should we inform Captain?
No. You always inspired me growing up, so I had to get the hat.
As king of the HR department, I'm gonna have to write you up for that.
You can write him up and then file it in file 13 that says he loves wieners on it.
Yeah.
You go ahead and knock that out. All right.
Yeah, this is a DEI initiative right here. All right. You can stay. You can
we
stay.
Have,
all right.
We have DEI.
You cannot stop wiener love.
Yeah, we have a ginger beer.
Instead of being fired, you're hired. All right, you're hired.
You can't stop me from being who I want to be.
All day, you're hired, man. All right, we approve of your lifestyle,
guys. The bots are probably freaking out right now too. Is going to say, no, he doesn't love wieners.
Yeah, fact check.
Even though the hat says he loves wieners, it clearly does not mean that he loves wieners. It means that he is open to all forms of love.
Wiener love.
Okay. Hey, let's no, this is interesting that you bring this up, all right? Because we saw, what was it? It was the Obama era. When did Obama get into office? What year was that? That was 2008. Right? Am I right there? Yeah.
So long ago, I don't know.
Somebody fact check me.
Definitely 2010. We'll go.
Somebody fact check me. All right, yeah. So that was the beginning. If you notice, like that, that was the beginning. You get on social media. Instagram was its own thing back then. Twitter was owned by Jack, whatever.
Jack, that weird, like, creepy dude that was.
Yeah. No, starts with a D. I thought, right? Hold on. I'm so ill prepared with my research here.
Well, you thought about it starts with the D because you're going to the Wiener's hat again.
Oh my gosh, Jack Dorsey. Yeah, Jack Dorsey on Twitter. Anyways, so if you notice, like that was around 2010, right? That was around the time Obama gets elected, and you start to notice this like weird thing where like your grandma stops posting pictures of like cats and kids and grandkids and things like that, and grandma starts to get political, right? Like it's you saw more and more, instead of like people posting memes and funny things and just check inspirational quotes and checking in on friends, there's a lot more political discourse starting to happen on Facebook, right? And I don't know if that was a direct cause or not direct cause. I don't know if that's a direct result of Obama getting elected or what's going on there, but
well, he repealed the law that said you couldn't use propaganda against the American people.
Yeah.
Well, he was producing propaganda, obviously.
Well, yeah, and then they figured out during that time how to weaponize social media, and now it is what they've perfected.
And that was also around the time Snowden, right, got released all that stuff about the NSA.
I thought was it Obama or was it
Obama?
Bush too?
It was under Obama. Yeah, and that's when we found out like. Everyone's like, the government that doesn't treat people like that, and then we find out all the stuff.
The CIA's listening to everything.
The Snowden leaks, the CIA, NSA, they're all listening to everything. They're tracking everything you do. In fact, like Facebook, right? Facebook originally started out as like a DARPA thing, didn't it?
That thing's wild. So yeah, Facebook, right?
I think DARPA was a private entity before.
No, it was what was it? It was Life. It was
LifeLog or something.
It was LifeLog, right? And so it was DARPA. DARPA funded it, and so what happened was that they shut LifeLog down the same day that Facebook started. Yeah. Right. So the entire thing was in fact DARPA. It was out of these federal agencies because they want to track you.
Didn't it all come out in documents that the Google and all that stuff was created in junction with the FBI and backdoors and all kinds of stuff built in?
Well, they were given. I don't know if it was created in conjunction, but
because the government was partially funding the program.
Yeah, they were given backdoor access
and Facebook. I think it was Facebook actually.
Yeah, it was Facebook, YouTube, Google, and I think there was one more. I think Twitter back when it was under old management. Now Twitter is actually like. Ironically, even though Musk is in the politics a lot, like it's known as like the free speech platform, right? It's the only place you can go on and literally say anything you want to.
Well, yeah.
I think you can still go on if you want like social media, because I think you can still go on Rumble and say pretty much anything you want.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like about Rumble, because that's where you have like Fuentes and stuff who are over there saying all the stuff that he says. He can only say it in Rumble. Can't say it anywhere else.
Yeah, I think everybody's over there. Isn't Alex Jones over there? And pretty much everybody who's exiled from YouTube.
Yeah. Alex Jones followed the gay frogs.
They all have hats like Big Dog. Yeah, I don't know. It's a definitely there was a noticeable shift, right? It's not something that happened like there was no transition period into it. It's just like somebody flipped a light switch. All of a sudden, everyone's like arguing with each other on Facebook over politics, and they're getting all mad as the George Floyd situation. And didn't something else happen? Wasn't there something else that was causing people to riot? I don't know, man.
You had the Mike Brown situation.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
fight that cop. This is interesting, right? So you say it happened right with Obama, which we saw it with Obama, right? With Bushy Bear over there, he definitely was king of that throne. But I was talking this on the show last week, and I was saying
that was before social media.
Well, but you had everyone started pulling these like websites. But even with the way academia was, he was controlling that. So it was just a matter.
Was Bush right before Obama?
Yeah, Bush was before Obama.
Bush too.
Bush too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was handling that, right? That's why you had like No Child Left Behind and stuff. He was working to control and to keep that system funneled so he could keep that information that they had already built over the past 3-4 decades prior to that. But I was talking about how it feels like we had hit a point where it just became so rapid, and that was right around that 2010 that Obama election it started to happen, where you started to see this, and then you started to see people not really engaging in good dialogue, you're just seeing like one person says something, and then all of a sudden, like the world is after them, right? It's the Nietzsche effect. The individual gets crushed by the pack.
Victimizing it. It's herd behavior, man.
Yeah,
mob mentality.
It's right,
like and so premise.
It's funny how like you didn't see it in the 90s and the early 2000s, and that probably was because we weren't paying attention. I mean, none of us were. We were probably at Cafe Burger having a good breakfast burrito or something. But then it hit 2010, and it's like by 2015, man, we were on the fast road to end times, brother. We were like, they kowtowed the whole Iran situation. Here we are, but you look at what's on there. You talk about like grandma becoming into politics. It's like, yeah, grandma's into politics. I would hate for my grandma to be in politics because that would be funny. But you got these people, and you're sitting there going, what business do you have, Boomer? And it's because it's the prophecy, and that's where they started saying, don't mess with my, that's your slogan. Don't mess with my prophecy, man. I want my pie in the sky.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually talking to someone about this the other day. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this end time obsession, this prophecy, like that's everyone's like, oh, it's coming true. Like it's manufactured. Like it's
trying to will it into existence.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a whole like a cultic conversation we can have about that.
We could do a whole podcast about hidden occults.
Hidden occults. Talk about it. I just watched Kurt Metzger and Danny Jones today, so
yeah,
I'm ready.
But it's definitely being like made.
Watch Skull and Bones.
There's an agenda at hand here. Like I honestly like what's going to happen is like they're going to destroy half the world, and then what happens when Jesus doesn't come back? Like it's not. You can't will God to come back just because like you have a political agenda. That's what's happening here.
Yeah, but that's what happened. Look at what length. So like the topic is like social media activism. Look at what length they're going to online.
Yeah.
To just accomplish that, right? I'm at the point where I'm getting ready, Big Dog, to start at saying, hey man, my buddy Big Dog can fight you. I'm going back to it. Just like back in the day when I said, I bet you could take this guy. Right, it's because it's like
a little old now, but yeah,
it's the muscle.
You say something, and it's like you got like 10, 15, 30 people, commenting, and you're like, I started with a joke here.
Yeah, well, right? the worst people at it is like you were saying earlier. It's the Boomer generation. Like the Boomer generation they're into the prophecy.
Well, they're the most gullible. They're the ones that fall for all the scams. Yeah. What
did Tim Dillon say? They're the dumbest generation because they have lived this entire life and learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about this, right? Like
ignorance is bliss.
Not for them, man. Ignorance is their pie in the sky, brother.
That's it, man. They're like, we lived our lives. Now we're ready to be raptured, right? Like they're like, I'm gonna get my Social Security and get raptured into heaven. Like that's the.
It's like they took
it. Well, think about it. Like we've discussed before on Topicocalypse that we've been ruled by the same generation for the last 30 years, the same class. Like all of our presidents in the last 20 something years, I think, have been like fairly the same class of individuals, and their lives are coming to an end now. And so to try to make the end feel all nice and get whatever they want, they're trying to I want to be the prophecy be in my lifetime.
It's so dumb though, because have people learned nothing from watching 40 plus years of Gundam? Like this is what those shows are about. Like it's like
I was gonna say Warhammer 40K,
right? Well,
hey, that's what Metzger was talking about.
It's the same thing. Yeah, Warhammer has almost the same exact story as Gundam. It's like these older generations just ruining the world and then leaving their goals are ultimately not accomplished, and then just leaving the young generation coming up to clean up their mess and finish what
Josh just wants to be an iron-blooded orphan.
Yeah,
dude, I can
it's for real. It's for real. These boomers, man. It's like we used to build muscle cars, and that back then it was cheap, and then all of a sudden you start buying stuff from them now. It's because the boomers caught on to us buying their cars.
I can't even buy car parts in this state.
That's exactly. They go, you can't buy your house. You can't buy your cars. You can't have nothing.
You will own nothing and be happy.
Be proud because that's boomers. That's like Trump, man. Trump was like, "Oh, I keep the wealth. I'm not going to do anything to take that wealth." These people, it's like, brother, those generations you're talking to are about to be dead, right? It's like
And the government gets the big slice of all those pies.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but the best thing that could happen to the United States right now is to just have the boomer generation just slowly just fade out. Like this is because here's the thing. I've never participated in the like who's the greatest generation debate, but it's like
that's you, Josh.
But lately I've been getting kind of like irritated when I hear like boomers saying that, oh, millennials are messing everything up. Dude, we like our generation has done nothing but like react to everything the boomers have done, right? As far as like the economy goes, the housing market goes, the politics go, right? Like it's like that scene in
you Hot Rod when he's just far down the road.
Yeah, when he's just like falling down the hill constantly. So you think about it, like it's no wonder that people in the millennial generation can't figure out like what they want to do with their life, or like what species or gender they are, because it's just everything's just in a constant state of like chaos in their heads, man. There's no stability,
But to before I go on to your point is that wouldn't that be great if all the people we hate just died?
Oh God, it'd be great. Just watch everybody you hate drop dead.
Talk about a walk down memory lane.
Yeah, but you're right though. But the point to that is right. It's like they're trying all this stuff, and we're at the point where we don't react at all. And not only do we not react, it's like they try false flags now, and we just move on. We like go, no, that's false.
Well, they recognize
it's like massive tragedy. Okay, next story.
But and that's like the thing though. Like
we're desensitized. We're desensitized.
They're trying to use techniques against a generation that was raised on those techniques. Like we can see the bullshit because we were there when you made it. Exactly. So there's a lot of people you can't keep secrets as well as you could before because the internet, right? There's always somebody out there.
Everybody's got a high definition camera in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the Charlie Kirk thing is a pure example of that, right? Like you can tell that there's video footage of the guy taking the footage out, right? And there's footage of somebody up on the
any incident, really, any incident. There's a million camera angles. Nothing is missed, and everybody is an internet sleuth and wants to be the one to break the case. So everybody's looking at them. The internet can be weaponized very quickly.
Yeah. Did you see Drewski's like making fun of his parody of Erica Kirk?
Oh, yeah, the eyes look really similar.
You didn't see it? Oh my goodness.
Oh, it looks so good.
Let me hear. I'm gonna try to find this. I'm gonna pull it up.
It was hilarious. It was good.
Let's talk about this.
It's almost as good as when he did Vance.
Because it describes Josh, especially you working in church. The point was to make fun of
you work in a church with how do you not burst into flames?
No, he did, right?
I did work in it. Yeah, not anymore.
Oh, retired.
I got out of the gospel gang.
But it was one of those moments where you look at it and
the crucifixes.
Hold on.
That was my final marketing slogan was t-shirts that said, why don't you crucifix yourself?
Hold on. Here we go.
I thought they were the ones that said, let Jesus into you.
Yeah. There's some idiot at the other side of the table is like, I have an idea, guys. Let's do March Gladness. And I was like, dude, that's dumb.
I'll take 30.
Yeah.
All right. So,
because you know who buys those? Boomers. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, let me just clarify, man. Like, I don't wish bad things on the boomers generation. I just think that they need to not be in power.
Everybody should just mass retire all at once.
Just hand the reins over to
get out of the way.
Give the steering wheel to the...
They beat us down for so long that nobody wants to do the job. It almost have to be like a random lottery. It's like, oh, you're the unlucky president this year. Oh, Josh Peterson.
Yeah, hold on real quick. All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Dun, dun, dun. Kill him early.
You know when she did that when she actually did that, I thought it was like some AI or someone was making a joke. And
we're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the.
And he's gonna be the next Tyler Perry.
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children.
Gee, that
But when I
face.
say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
And the Oscar goes to the dancing. The dancing gets me.
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pup cup. Organic? Yes, everything organic.
Three.
I didn't even see this part.
Are you good? 4, 3, 2. Hold your chest lifted. We're gonna lift.
We have to protect all men in America.
Look at this.
Especially all white men in America.
Who is
Those
that?
are the boys that we care
black
about in
man.
this country. America is built on their backs.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, I don't know what I was getting at with that. I thought it was funny. Where was our conversation going?
I don't know. There's definitely a lot of weird things with her too that are starting to not.
Oh, we
add
talking
up.
about Charlie Kirk for a
How come
minute.
you've never heard from any of his family members,
Yeah, I don't know. That's
or ever seen his children, or ever seen her with his children?
it's funny. Like I never questioned any of that until like recently because she's a grieving widow, man. But like there's a lot of
she shows it.
well, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that have been brought. I mean, especially like at that funeral turned into this giant like what are those?
Look at me.
What are those like music, like wow music festivals that used to happen back in the day, right? Where all like the Christian artists would come and like preach and sing, and everyone's like, make a big production out of it. Like that's what that funeral felt like to me. But
That's
I
what
I feel like she was trying to be Joel Osteen.
that was the point. Yeah, exactly. That was the point. It was like she wanted the company. She knew what she was doing. But that was a shooting that the millennial generation didn't buy into like at all, because it's like we sat there and went,
no, I mean, and that Charlie Kirk was
weird.
part of the millennial generation, though. Like
We
that's
saw dudes actually get beheaded on YouTube when YouTube was YouTube, and we've seen so much stuff that, and there's so many like not like experts, but it was a 30-06. I've fired 30-06 rounds. That's not. I've had watermelons and pumpkins and all kinds of stuff denser than a human.
They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes with that whole situation, but like that, that's the thing. Like people are smarter than that. That's why this whole narrative keeps
Some
getting
people
called
are
into
smarter
question.
than
Yeah, but it's not just the fact that like Candace Owens or Danny Jones or Joe Rogan or whoever is like questioning the narrative. It's very clearly worth questioning.
Well, one of my favorite quotes from Men in Black is, a person is smart, calculating, patient. People are dumb, stupid, and panicking.
yeah. Right after he pulled the table across the room and said, "Do you want to share?"
Oh, that's right.
But you're right, though, right? But then again, we're competing with the generation that bought into the moon landing, right? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I don't know where I stand on that one. Like I know where.
Well, I think the footage is fake 100%. I think we went there, but I think the footage is fake.
Right, but that's the point, though, right? We're now having dialogue on something that.
Well, because people actually finally asked the question, who set up the camera before they exited the shuttle?
But that's the point, is that we shouldn't have been the ones to do it, right? The generation that watched it should have went there and went.
But like I said, you're talking about the most gullible generation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? And so that's why bots work, because bots tell grandma to give them $70,000 on the phone or something, right?
Dude, well, that whole thing's weird too. Like, and it's not just bots. Like, our phones are listening to every conversation that we have. You know, if you go on like WebMD and Google like symptoms you're having, like the phone will keep sending you stuff that makes you think you've got some like disease. You know, like it preys on you. It's gross.
Yeah, but okay, so
landlines. We should go back to landlines.
I know. Seriously,
that'd be so great. Carrier pigeons. Oh my gosh, I'd have
messenger owls, man.
I have a raven.
Yeah, I call it Hegwig, right?
Yeah. Harry Potter's owl. Yeah, that was good.
Or like Hegwieners or something like that, right? Yeah.
Big balls.
Yeah, bat signals, brother. That'd be cool. We need to ditch technology. I think that's the one thing that
I can see Justin in the field with a blanket, smoke signals.
The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Justin needs toilet paper.
Yeah. Could you imagine me trying to contact you, Justin, all the way out there in California? The trail of smokestacks that'd be like across the desert states. You'd have one one every 10 feet. And, you're sitting there going, that's a lot of work.
It's just homeless tweakers holding lighters.
Yeah, by the time it gets to
I put them to work.
It stands still and serve a purpose. Light poles.
Oh, that's another homeless light pole. Got crap around it and some needles.
Oh, that one's leaning really far to the right.
Oh my god.
That one looks like a zombie. Oh my goodness. Oh, hey, look, I just got $6.51. Sweet.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I feel confident about my money. Yeah, but smoke signals, right?
Hey, you know what you need? You need like a bunch of just junk coffee mugs, and you need to be like that guy that used to do like the stock markets, and
he froze.
That guy's still a thing. They have the inverse Kramer now, where you just do the opposite of what he says, and you'll get everything right.
Yeah.
You were frozen. We didn't hear anything.
You can't do the Kramer because he unfortunately dropped the N-word. Right.
Oh,
you do the inverse Kramer. You do the opposite of what he said.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy with the coffee mug?
Yes. The one that used to smash it with the baseball bat?
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. They call him the inverse Kramer now because he's so terrible at predicting stuff.
Yeah,
you just do the opposite.
That's what he thought he was a weatherman.
They did a study. He did the inverse Kramer doing the opposite of what he said did better than the Nancy Pelosi tracker.
Really?
Yeah, guys,
it was proven. That did better. Doing the opposite of what Kramer said was better than following Pelosi.
Everything Pelosi does is honest and 100% legit. Okay, guys.
Yep. You know what that was? Though? That's a psyop.
Okay, Gavin Newsom.
He had dyslexia. He didn't know.
Oh, he's dumb. He didn't do well in the SATs either. He's just like you.
Got him.
I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, I know. That's what it was.
Hey, real quick though, it was 10 years ago this month that we started Topicocalypse, the first episode. Which
it's been a decade.
Yeah, man. We also talked about on that episode social media protesting, right? Because I remember that day the topic I brought up was this because I'd seen someone.
Was that the beginning of the Me Too?
Is PETA was posting videos of people like culling the seal population. You don't hear much about PETA anymore. I don't know what happened to them.
Because they get ratioed into oblivion every time they open their mouth. Because they kill more animals than anybody.
Yeah, didn't they say like you're not supposed to bury your dog in the backyard? It's better for the environment for you to eat it. Do you remember that? I don't
remember that one, but
I hope they.
Oh yeah, it's terrible to put fertilizer back into the ground.
I hope they said something like that because that way it normalizes those jokes about the people that eat big dogs, right? You no longer can say it because it's true. PETA said so.
Yeah, PETA.
Where was PETA when the Muslims were trying to outlaw dogs?
Where was PETA?
They were trying to outlaw dogs.
All the Muslims in New York, they were trying to outlaw dogs. You couldn't walk your dogs in New York or have dogs because Muslims think they're unclean animals.
Yeah,
and they're not allowed to touch them.
And then the elites didn't want them because they didn't want to run the pizza parties. So hey,
Oh my gosh, that's a whole other.
That's an entire episode.
Other conversation to have on that stuff.
So I had to listen. I had to tell you something, right? We talked about like this long train of social media protests. Anyway,
but mics seem different.
Oh my gosh! Don't ruin my favorite pizza place, man.
Don't tell Mike that, right?
I was just there.
That sounds great, man. I was thinking about that like every day since I've last been there.
Well, you're the one who had to open your mouth and say cafe burger.
Oh, that sounds great too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
this is in gravy, chili on scrambled eggs.
With chili and the breakfast burritos.
Dude, I just love. They had like the best like salsa at that place, like diner salsa.
They were also just good people.
Yeah.
But okay, so looking back though, over this past 10 years, we've covered a lot of topics, but y'all, have you ever listened to songs from our childhood and realized that they've predicted things?
Did they what?
They've predicted things. Like, I was listening to the Flowbots the other day, right?
Who's that?
The Flowbots.
Who are the Flowbots?
Is that the I can ride my bike with no handlebars?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right.
But in the song, that dude's talking about how, some kind of, vaccine and all this kind of stuff like going on. And you're sitting there going, that dude just unlocked like a whole level of like world that nobody even paid attention to. And now that you
think about it, with all the whole Jeffrey Epstein and the music industry, movie industry, everybody's these weird sadist, pedophile, whoever's, and the Simpsons, they were predicting stuff. No, they were just telling you what they were doing.
Yeah, but that's the point. It was in like everything.
Okay. On that note,
go. Let's get on. Turn all the radios off. Stop playing Flowbots.
What's funny? So on that note, though, what's funny about that? Like we have a history of like storytellers, right? Like either they're in on it and they're just like as part of a mind game, right, where they're leaking things to society, or they've been like rebelliously kind of telling us like what these elite parties have been up to. So you have like Stanley Kubrick, right? Like he Eyes Wide Shut. They killed him, right? Philip K. Dick. He was writing all this stuff about consciousness, and he mysteriously died like a week after Blade Runner was written. And then you have Guy Ritchie, right? There's like this conspiracy. I think I heard it on one of the there's this conspiracy saying that because of that part where Jude Law is sacrificing his daughter to that like serpent demon for dark magic, that they tanked these people tanked his movie because he was showing them like what these people are doing. But then I watched the movie Ready or Not the other night with Samara Weaving. Have you seen that one?
Yeah,
I haven't. I've seen the first one.
The first one.
So that one basically, like, you watch it, and it's like,
they're Satan worshippers.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a funny, but it almost like plays word for word like one of the emails that was released in those files.
Yeah, I'm glad you say that, right? Because I said that to my wife. I said I like watched the trailer because Justin, you and I watched the first one, and so then the second one I'm watching.
But they didn't advertise it as the Satan worshippers. That came out like in the middle of the movie kind of thing.
Yeah, but then I sat there and looked. I was like, that gives a whole different like perspective of this, of like the movie.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. These our storytellers are basically been like telling us what these people have been up to, but everyone's like, it's like maybe it's like a they're trying to desensitize us or like what it is, but it's
because then when it comes out and you're going to be like, no, that was a movie that they a while ago.
Yeah, it seems too outrageous.
We can use that one, and Justin, you can say that they don't predict, they're just telling. But guys, turn on Contagion with Matt Damon, and just seriously look at that and look at the step by step how that progressed. Every last aspect of that movie, how it progressed from front to back, right? Then look at 2020 and tell me that they didn't say this was going to happen and this is how it was going to happen.
Well, what was the show that came out during No, it came out during the pandemic. They re-aired it during the pandemic. No, there was a new one it was a show about with John Cusack where he's the bad guy and he's like Bill Gates and he's creating this virus so that everybody takes this vaccine that's going to sterilize the population for like 2 or 3 generations to bring the population limit down and all a bunch of other crap. was it like it wasn't Euphoria, it was Utopia.
It's Fauci the movie, right? Is that what we're talking about?
But it was like somebody thought that was a good idea. They released it in the middle of the pandemic, and then it did really well, and then disappeared. Never heard of it again.
Yeah, but that's like, yeah, man. And on Topicocalypse, which by the way, I'm glad that you allowed me to.
We disappeared too for a while.
Yeah, but I'm glad you allowed me to.
You know okay, sorry. You finish. You finish what you're saying, then I'll tell you. Do you know the reason one of the big reasons that we stopped doing the show? You what?
I said, take it easy, Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, one of the big reasons we stopped the show is because like everyone was so afraid of the things that they were saying. You know, like it was even
that listen, hold up though, before you finish. Everybody that wasn't us three was afraid of what they were saying.
Yeah, it was like
well, okay, not to name names, but there were people that were getting into certain. They were making changes in their life, and they didn't want to be associated with us talking a certain way or talking about certain subjects or certain things.
We have stayed true to saying it. I will say anything,
but everyone was afraid to touch like religion.
And I think we were the most reserved out of all of them.
Yeah, it's just
we didn't go out. We just stayed home.
Yeah, but I guess
we drank at home.
Right. We've reached a point now where like those things that we were afraid to talk about need to be talked about.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Have you guys seen this lately? But I'm not so much with people our age, but like the younger like Gen Zs. Like, have you seen recently a lot of them like becoming like ultra religious, like kind of like overnight-ish?
Yeah, they're going to like full like doctrine, like
they're normal one day, and then you see them like a week or two later, and they look like a Bible salesman.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
and they like don't want to associate. They don't want to associate with you because you represent their past or something. It's like, well, we have one of those that just kind of disappeared on us.
We have a bunch of those actually.
It's brainwashing. That's all it is, though. It's brainwashing. That's what's happening.
You see that, and
social media has made it super easy to radicalize a ton of people very easily.
But like you look at the stuff going on
for the Jesuits, right? So you had you had the ones, the boomer, which way over here following the religion of Epstein. And then you have, the younger generation underneath us that are following, like they go full blown, and you look at them and go, no, that's a little weird, right? And so
that's what they're taught, though.
Kind of in the middle now.
They're taught to embrace the extremes, though. Because everything on the internet is extreme. Like you have kids who are like, "Oh man, I feel like I want to be a gerbil," right? And then the next day they're like, "Oh, I'm a gerbil." They're not taught to like, think about or reflect on what's going on in their head. They're just taught to just like
they go one step. Just it's like, oh, I'm a gerbil, right? Josh, you want to be an alligator when you growing up. You didn't turn into one.
No, man. Can you imagine if I was raised in this, if I was coming up in this generation, the young generation right now, I'd be an alligator. I'd have scales and everything. Yeah.
You need to get in trouble for alligator face.
I get kicked out of the grocery store for
this. Okay, let's talk about it. We talk about pop culture. We've hashed out some great conversation, right? It's like, as we talked about pop culture, did we ever realize that like pop culture was telling us this was happening?
Exactly.
And then the point is like, did we not notice, or did we just like look at that and go, no, that's stupid, right? And then
we did notice the whole time, because we kept going, oh, that's stupid. Watch, it's going to seep into this next, and then it did, and then watch, it's going to seep into this next, and then it did, and it seeped into everything.
The things we were seeing though were so outrageous that you're like, oh, that stuff doesn't happen in real life, and then turns out that it does. Like look at the whole world right now, the world economic platforms or whatever, all these geopolitics, I guess. It's like a bunch of competing frat houses in this like weird occultic battle with each other. Like it's science fiction. It looks like something straight out of a science fiction or some sort of like dark comedy.
Well, I think they're also doing a little bit of resource acquisition framed in religious prophecy kind of thing.
Absolutely. But that's the thing, like it's all sleight of hands, right? We don't know.
That's what the government is sleight of hand. Look what I'm doing over here as I'm doing it.
We don't know what's happening. They're probably sitting back thinking like, oh, look we got the conspiracy theorists right where we want them to focus. Well, we're over here taking oil from somebody. It's
what does Almond say? Man, they're taking you in the back alley and Because it's like that's what they're doing. They're fondling you. They're dealing you in the back alley right now.
We could all be wrong about all this stuff, and then have them.
And that's the scary part. So like I watched Paradise. I went through 2 seasons of Paradise. Absolutely loved the show. Thought it was great. But then it's like, as I was watching,
which one was that?
It's Paradise, where they were planning, like the elite were planning this, like, oh, there's this weather.
Is the one where it's like Steve Carell and they're in the mountains?
No, well, not Steve Carell, but it's the guy from This Is Us, the black guy from This Is Us. It's the I don't remember now. You should watch it. It's on Hulu. It's great. But it's like the super volcano goes off, destroys everything. Then they go hunker down in a bunker in Colorado, right? And it's like sweet, this is cool. And then I'll find a thing for it. And
sounds like you're describing, what's that movie with Danny McBride where they've got Channing Tatum as the Gimp?
No.
Well, Michael Cera falls into the hole.
This sounds like the plot of Greenland with Gerard Butler.
I thought it was This Is the End.
Hold on. Right here. Let me remove.
Well, I love the thing where it's the picture of what's his name from Mad Max, and it's a guy. It's I got my gas rationing clothes out.
Right here. This is a great show, but we'll describe it in a second.
Agent Collins, come on in. When I became president, first thing I asked was about the secrets. Aliens. Who killed JFK? Out of every one of my details, you're the only one I really trust. I'd like to talk to you about the future.
You're about to be entrusted with top secret national security information. Should you wish to proceed, you will be one of the few privy to this information at this stage. Do you wish to proceed?
You're gonna want to hear this.
You're married, right?
I love you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Got kids?
Yes, sir. A girl named Presley and a boy named James.
No, please don't tickle me, please.
You have any more?
I'd love to, but no, sir.
Definitely a very, very smart move.
Mr. President?
Call it in. Our people only. Now.
Very important people are very upset. They've got questions.
You were the last person to see the president alive. Did you kill him?
No.
Xavier, is a part of you happy that Cal is dead? I have a message from the president. He said if something should happen to him, I should find you.
Everything's going to be looked at from here on out.
They're about to tell everybody that Cal died of natural causes. The president loved you. The relentless man. Who never stopped. I see a man who loves his family. Children are worth protecting. We have a functional system in place. You need to leave this alone.
Baby, I need you to do exactly what I ask right now. My fellow Americans, you're aware of the situation we now face. And I want to tell you the truth. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you do.
What is this on? Hulu?
So anyway, it's a show where it's like they start out in a bunker, right? They start out in the bunker, and then it's like then it shows like a super volcano that they caught, like that blew up, and then so the Earth was destroyed. They had to go in the bunker, and then they emerged. It's kind of like an awkward like 100 scenario, like from the 100. But it was like you started thinking about it. It's like, man, are they telling me something? Because instantly, like my YouTube feed started having that same super volcano that they made go up in the show, and I was sitting there going,
"Oh, Yellowstone."
No, it wasn't Yellowstone. It was the caldera, which is Antarctica.
Dude, yeah, I mean they definitely know things that we that we don't, and they're not going to tell. I mean, look at the whole UAP thing, right? They're like, we're going to put out the UAP files, and we have yet to see any of that stuff. And most of that I hear is being blocked by people who
here's my problem with the UAP files, right? If you can't steal a president, and then go, oh, I'm going to release the UAP files, right? And use it as a distraction. To me, that says they're all fake. It's like look over there.
You know, it was like when they strung out the releasing of the files. They just strung it out, and that's what everybody wanted to talk about.
And there's still a bunch of stuff missing from those.
Bunch of years.
Yeah, but that's the point, though. I mean, you know, even pop culture has had all that. Right? That's telling us all about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like I said, I think our storytellers. You know, I had this like thought that I went back and forth with, you know, a friend of mine. I was like, I think that storytellers, like, you don't get into storytelling unless you're trying to teach a lesson to somebody. Like nobody goes into storytelling being like, yeah, I'm an evil jerk and I'm gonna really make people mad by writing the story. Like nobody does that. You know, there's always a theme, a moral to the story. And I think that storytellers, like even if they're working for somebody bad, there's still like a subconscious pool to do the right thing. And I think that a lot of that just bleeds, I guess, subconsciously into their work.
Well, you you talk about that, right? It's like, so we go back to bands like growing up that we listened to and love and realize that like that was complete show, right? Like look at My Chemical Romance, right? Their drummer was killed.
For something about the Kardashians, right? Is that
it was the who was the handler of all these, like of the Spears, of the Kardashians, right? Of this like high powered company, who is a handler of Tim McCoy of the Calvary Chapel, system. And you look at that and go, this band that I love, right, was a part of that. You know?
Yeah. It's hard to say if they are anymore. I mean, I think
well, either way, but was right when we were listening to it, they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is why
all these record labels, though. I mean, they're all tied to all this stuff, though. They're tied to these big executives, and I don't know if they're like Jewish or not. I guess that's the big conversation people are having now. But like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know how many Jews are in things.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, ethnicity doesn't matter, right? It's all corrupt to some extent.
But that's the thing. But you're right, though. It's always connection. Like, look at like Sam Tripoli said on, I don't know if you watched the Danny Jones. It's like he asked the question. He goes, they had Snoop Dogg pinned for murder, and then all of a sudden he's just like total celebrity after that. Like they had him for murder, and he became the celebrity.
Well, why do you think nobody can touch Jay-Z? It's the same thing.
Well, that's the rumor is about Magic Johnson, right? Is that Magic Johnson never had AIDS? He got caught with an underage girl, like a lot of those guys were doing at the time that came out later, but he got caught at the time and they gave him a choice. It's like, hey, you want to go down for this or you want to become the public face of AIDS?
Yeah, and then he was magically healed. That makes sense.
He's injecting money, melted money into his veins.
It's crazy though. Like, think about it. If we reflect on the past 10 years, all this was happening, all the stuff we talked about. And now we're finally realizing.
For all the celebrities that died, like that were trying to like bring stuff to light.
Yeah. Well, it's like like most of the bands, like again, the Boomer generation. We're gonna go back to it. Is like their bands that they listened to. Most or all of them were basically produced. They were produced. They were that music was designed to have the effect that it did. Right, and all these.
Well, that became a big thing in Vietnam. The whole Vietnam soundtrack is mostly anti-war songs.
Yeah,
that have been popularized in war movies.
But yeah, I mean, circle back to the social media protesting thing, right? Like, despite all of this stuff happening, the Boomers still are not changing course on their social media posts. It's all still like, we still going on about end time, still going on about how like great Trump is, and maybe I don't know who Trump is. I mean, I guess I never did, but I don't know like
it doesn't matter at this
I don't know what he's
the
about.
question is who controls Trump.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But you're right though, right? Is when you get on social media and it's like you look at those posts, you definitely should. At least those people should not be on social media, right? You look at those posts and it's like you look at it and you go, you're still fighting over left and right. Right,
it's all the same. It doesn't matter anymore.
Same bird.
It's like, wait, what? Like we have so many more things that are taking place, and we're still arguing over that. But that's the social media activism right there. It's like anything happens. oh, the left did this, and oh, the right did this. It's
and
like
this is right where they want us, though. This is where they want us.
Exactly. Division. That's what they want. That's what they want. I had a hat. I don't have it. I made it. It was called Unite the Goyim and the Amalek. Unite. Hey, stop doing this stuff. Right? But that's the point. It's like, oh, I like Trump because Trump's taking me to heaven, brother. He was anointed according to Paula White, right? He was anointed to be my Jesus to get me there, man. Right? It's like, wait a minute.
Who thought Jesus would be orange?
Yeah. It's like you look at that and go, are you stupid?
You know what? I think about this a lot, actually. Like, probably
test it. Let's go.
It makes me real quick. It makes me think of the Family Guy episode. You know, Jesus. You know, I don't think those miracles were all that cracked up to be.
He's doing the whole like his hands. But no, you know what? Like, one, like if Jesus were to return today, right? He'd be discredited, or the CIA would like bag him and lock him in a cell or something, and then, but. You know,
he would just be plastered as a crazy person.
Yeah, but also like he would probably look at what's going on in society and be like, man, you guys really, the only thing y'all ever really like knew about me was my name. You know, it's like this is not what any of this was about. You know, and like I've been going back and forth, like I've been kind of researching books of the Bible too, because like now that I'm having a hard time trusting like what's going on in the world, like I'm wondering like how much of the Bible like should I actually be trusting? How much of the way it was taught to me should I be trusting? You know, it's like there's agendas everywhere, man.
That's the thing. But then again, it's like when you look at that, it's how much of that should you be trusting? And the question is how much of that can you look at without the lens that you formerly had, right? All these people that you know that if Jesus came back and said, no, this is the way, all these people would say, no, this is what my church told me to believe.
Yeah, well, you have that pastor.
I argue this with
God wills it.
Yeah, I argue this. I say you can believe that because I guess that's what the church says, but open up the Bible and read what Christ said, because he didn't say that. Right? I went on a soapbox the last show because I was talking about how, you know, with this whole like, you know, Judeo-Christian thing, it's like Christ denied Yahweh, denied him. He used the word theos, not Yahweh, not Elohim, theos, right? Which is father, which is, you know, and he used Oronos.
Judeo-Christian shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, but that's the point, right? But you're right. So anyway, before we go on tangent for that one, that's not pop culture.
That's a whole other topic too.
That's
but
not pop culture. We should have Almond on this one.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, it's like I've sadly reached a point where like I don't trust anything. Like now all I do is like I'm powerless against all this stuff. So I'm just going to sit here and cook dinner, you know, like so what do I do? What do I do with all this?
We reboot Topicocalypse.
We toast, as we always do, to the sinking ship.
Yeah,
sinking ship. Here.
Sinking ship, brother.
This is a really, really, really slow sink.
I think at this point we're looking like Johnny Depp in that Pirates movie where we're on like literally like the top of the sail.
Dun, 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 dun,
I was thinking about the drunk chef on the Titanic.
We're just the musicians on the top of the boat, like playing instruments as the boat's going down.
We're still recording when this is sinking. That's what we'll do. But again, you know,
we're going down. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, at least interestingly, right? Even if we talk about pop culture, like that's the point, is we're talking about these movies and stuff. It's like, look at, you know, we can now point this out and have fun, right? We started with social media protesting. Now we're rebooting with social media activism, which is always fun. We ever engage like just anybody on the internet?
Well, I mean, and I guess to go full circle here, like social media activism, it's pointless because we all it becomes an echo chamber, and we imprison ourselves in it, and that's exactly like I can say almost confidently that's almost exactly what it was designed to do. It's to create like a prison, a mental prison that just takes our focus all day.
Yeah, you start looking at it, and it's you sit there. And I think people do. I think they sit there waiting for this. You know, like we were talking about this in our pregame, you know, messaging. Right? It's like I love reading comments. You know why I love reading comments? Because you get to see how dumb people are. Right? You really get to see them. Like, you know, it's like, oh, you are a shining star. Like I made a comment about Trump, and it was like I got like, you know, instantly deranged Trump syndrome, right? Or Trump derangement syndrome, or whatever that is. It's like, oh, brother, you got me good. Come on now, give me more.
That's the worst, though, right? Like they're the worst. They're the worst ones. And I'm not for Trump, but I'm not anti-Trump. You know, I'm just like, all right, he's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's great. You said that, but you missed the entire point of what.
Well, no elected official is going to do
right. Exactly.
They shouldn't do everything that you agree with, or that you shouldn't agree with everything that they do.
Yeah. That's the point. That you should want to challenge that, because it's like Metzger said, it's like they work for you, and that's true. They work for you.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
like
for America. That's where I am.
That's the point, though. It's like why do you go from there? It's like why someone said something and you don't like it. Cool.
Well, it was a perfect example. I just had to deal today with a young, brand new, fresh out of school female inspector telling this GC.
Hold on, where are you wearing that hat? Is what we all want to know.
What?
When you dealt with this young female inspector, were you wearing that hat?
No.
Okay.
No, I had my
all right.
I had my no muff too tough. We dive at 5 hat.
As the king of the HR department, I have to tell you that was probably not a smart idea.
You can put it on my tab.
Hey!
By the way,
not too tough, brother.
That hat, it was worn back in the 80s. The first time I saw that hat, I was in the United States Air Force, stationed in Northern California in 1981. No muff too tough. We dive at 5.
Yeah.
I remember that hat. I never wore it myself, but some of them are too tough. But anyway,
I thought you were talking about
the Union.
I thought you were talking about the wiener hat he was wearing. I was going to say the military must have been a lonely place back then.
That's the Navy.
Exactly. Yeah. Get your branch services right there.
Yeah, that was gonna throw me through a loop if Charles was saying he was wearing the I Heart Wiener shirt or the hat. It's like
meant something completely different in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cocaine back there.
Well, that's a Freddie Mercury. Come on now. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, just a second. I didn't hear that story though. You had to deal with a.
Oh yeah, no, I had to deal with an inspector. Yeah. She was brand new.
We're talking about muff, and it kind of throws
Look at all these rabbit holes we're going down.
Yeah,
here.
right. Yeah.
So I had to deal with this whole situation where this young inspector, she's fresh, doesn't really know anything, and she's talking to the GC, who is this like 8-year-old man, nice guy, but he's telling me that I have to do something that I know is asinine and it makes no sense regarding code or just in terms of electricity and how it works. And he's like, no, it says it right here. And she showed me this, and he's pulling up the Google article. And I'm like, just because she showed you a Google article doesn't mean it's correct. Did she show it to you in the state-approved code book? No.
So it's like not being certified.
It's right here. Oh God.
Yeah. It's like not being certified to give CPR, and you're like YouTubing how to do it if someone's choking.
It's okay. I'm a limo driver.
Hold on, there's a tutorial here. Let me get this.
You throw your phone at them.
CPR, that has changed over the years too. I remember being taught that back in the 80s, and actually,
you don't kiss them anymore.
Differently now.
Yeah, you got to ask permission now, or else they could sue you.
Yeah, well, probably. I didn't know you could get
laws?
sued for saving somebody's life.
They have Good Samaritan laws that protect you, I believe.
Do they? Okay, yeah, because I remember getting my certification a couple years ago, and they're like, you always need to like say, hey, I'm going to perform whatever on you, and they have to like nod, but I never understood how they could do that if there's like some lodged in their throat, and they're choking.
Well, if it's a Gen Z female, you have to. Otherwise, she'd probably accuse you of toxic masculinity.
This is true. Yeah.
So you got to be careful with them.
Yeah. How dare you save my life?
Yeah, exactly. You just wanted to give me a kiss without my consent. That's all.
Yeah.
My life was secondary.
Was the tongue really necessary?
That's what we say. I'm sorry. I don't have that much money to do stuff like that. I'm not the elite class.
Says the man surrounded by books.
Young fellas, I look at you young fellas, and normally it's like in decades past, nobody wanted to be an old dude, but it is nice to be in my 60s right now, looking at the way things are going, because I got to be in the world when everything made sense.
Yeah.
And y'all still got another good, 30 years to navigate this.
Yeah.
We only got to taste it in the 90s. That was the end. That was the last gasp of freedom.
Yeah. Yep.
Before the internet.
Well, and the boomers. The boomers thought their world was, making sense, but it really didn't.
No, the boomers. I know, no offense, man, but the boomers have ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
What do we do? I want to, where, I don't get it. Where's all this money I have, and where are all these houses that I own, and where's all these stock and everything else?
Yeah, you know what, man?
We didn't get the memo.
You got $5 steaks or 5-cent steaks.
No, that was the my dad's generation. Okay.
Well, then you're not boomer. Then you're not a boomer. You're a Gen Xer.
Did you not get the memo? The Rapture's at 11, man. You're encroaching on Rapture time, all right?
Gen X did not start until 1964. I was born before that.
Okay.
Well,
I always forget there's a generation between boomers and millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the.
Millennial can be broken up into several categories as well.
Yeah.
We're technically classified as in-betweeners because we grew up in the analog. We grew up in both the analog age and the digital age.
This is true. Yeah. We're not natives. We're what do you call it?
We're in-betweeners.
Technology immigrants. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they call you exennial.
It's a effing fish.
An effing fish. Did you just punch that fish?
But I can tell you guys are. I see a lot of millennials, and you can tell they're wired either on the Gen X side or more on the Gen Z side. When I look at millennials,
Yeah.
It's really interesting where their influence came from. For those who were born at the early part of millennialism and those who were born at the late part, you can really see the difference there.
Just by how well put together they look.
Well, it's like the millennials that are like in their late 30s now. They understand, like they grew up with certain things, but they saw it happen.
Yeah.
So they remember when not everyone got a trophy and everyone started to get trophies for nothing. So they knew something was wrong there.
We saw the devaluing of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't get a participation trophy?
I don't want a participation trophy.
They remember when there weren't. So it's like 1 year I have to actually do something to get a trophy. And then the next year, it's just because I showed up. They knew something was wrong. And you can tell their wiring. They know that, an agenda was put down on them.
My favorite defining question to figure it out is, do you know what a Thomas guide is?
Yeah.
For Charles, do you know what an abacus is, right?
That's really funny, man. Yeah. Yeah, I know how to play Chinese checkers too. Or is it called Asian checkers now? I don't know.
That's
just like they're rebranding Agatha Christie's book and call it what? Murder on the Pan Asian Express?
What about that syrup? Does it remember this? What?
With the participation trophies, you can see the ones that because they really pushed it. The ones that were on that line where they it switched over. It's like they're somehow still convinced that they need participation trophies and that everybody else needs some kind of to be included in everything.
Well, they created all the sensitivity because it's a generation of people that never learned how to lose.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And Charles, I've said that on the sports show. I've said it a bunch of times. But it's like, yeah, I know. I'm glad that I come from a generation that never had participation trophies. You had to earn that, and you only had first and second place.
Yeah, you had to earn your participation trophy.
Yeah.
You had to earn the trophy, brother.
Well, that's why and to me, that's why I think a lot of them struggle as adults is because the first time you actually lose is when you go for a job interview, you don't get it. And they're like, but wait a minute, you don't understand. Well, I need this job.
Well, they say that there's a huge illiteracy problem with school and stuff. It's like, because you've made it impossible to fail, They're not allowed to fail you. They have to fail you forward. So
Yeah,
I mean, that was one of the biggest like motivating factors in high school was like, fuck, I don't want to be the idiot that has to repeat with the younger class.
Right. So out here in one of the school districts out here, this girl graduated college, but she never actually like learned, not college.
The one suing the state.
Yeah, she never actually. I think it was in Temple School District, but she
can't read.
She never learned how to read, so she's suing the state, and she's gonna win.
So I made this point because I teach history, right? And history, right? They haven't adjusted anything, right? So it's like the level it's supposed to be an 8th grader. Now it's an 8th grader from, I'd say, like 20 years ago, right? And so the reading level of all these kids is at like a 3rd to 4th grade level. No matter what anybody says, 3rd to 4th grade, I will argue that one all the way. Okay, so they get to my test and they can't read any of the questions, anything about it. They don't understand. They can't connect the information, and it's like. And then it's like all of a sudden it's my fault if these kids do poorly because you're like, it's like wait a minute.
Here's my issue. I'm going to tell you this. Way back when we had a couple of kids, here and there that got all the way out of high school and couldn't read. Here's the thing, and this is one for all of you with kids. If your kid can't friggin' read when they get out of high school, that means that at no point in your life did you ever sit your kid on your lap and have them read a freaking book to you. And that's your job as a parent.
Right. I made that case. I said the school system broken. Yes, we know that. I said the problem
parents though broken as well.
Right. Until the parents start doing their job, we can't figure out what's broken. Right. Yeah. The parents have to do their job. The parents have to support, and they got to support the teachers. I hate when they're all.
Well, and everybody's in denial. There's nothing wrong with my baby.
Well, just a second. The parents. To me, the school is to lay the foundation. So it's like you go to the dentist, okay? And yeah, they can clean your teeth and everything, but in that 6 months in between, you have to brush and floss. You don't get to go home and just eat candy 24/7, never brush your teeth, and then blame the dentist when you go back in 6 months and you got a head full of holes.
Yeah.
So when your kid comes home, make sure they're learning.
Yeah.
You have what the school is doing, but still, it's your job as follow-up. That's what it is. Your main job, make sure your kids are getting the tools they need to be productive adults.
Yeah. And you hear a lot of times when you like assign homework, right? You hear a lot of times it's like, oh man, my mom or dad couldn't even do like the homework. It's like,
Well, they changed the math.
Yeah, they changed the math. Or
there's shapes in it now. There's a square.
2 plus 2 be 4.
I'm teaching commas still to 9th graders. Like that's how bad this is, man.
Wait, say that again?
I'm teaching commas and punctuation to 9th graders. Like this is how bad things have gotten. Like this is all stuff you should know. You should know how to. They don't do that anymore. But you should know how to structure a sentence and write a paragraph.
Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
You look at that. By the way, I had to give a paperback to
the coded message. No, it's not. It's just in cursive.
Yeah, I gave a paperback to a student one time. I said, listen, brother, this looks like you wrote the alphabet on the paper. I can't read any of this. I handed the paperback. I was like, I can't read it. I can't grade it. I can't.
Well, so many of them, they spell the word how it sounds.
Yeah, that's a big one that I deal with, right?
Phonetically,
yeah, phonetically.
For us, normal
people. The worst part is here. I'm going to tell you the worst part is y'all are talking about white kids too, aren't you? Yeah, used to be just us. Now it's y'all. Yeah, there you go.
It's just everybody.
So,
right, exactly.
So I'm gonna say I'm not. I think that the majority of my school is not that, right? So we have a good population to pull these examples from, for real. Mm-hmm. And every year our SPED population gets higher, right? So every year, it's when I started there it was like 15. Now it's at 25.
Maybe it's just about perception because every time there's a news article or somebody's interviewing someone, they try to find the dumbest fucker in the crowd.
Right. Exactly.
Oh no, you talk too well. Who's got the weird talking voice? Oh, you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's an agenda.
I made that again. I made
agendas.
Well, you don't even have to find the dumbest person. You just have to interview, 10 or 20 people, and then just pick the worst ones.
Yeah.
It's just like I told people about polls, taking a poll somewhere when they're trying to say Americans think this, Americans think that, but you can always look in the corner of any article and they tell you where the poll was taken. It turns out, even though there's 300 million people in the country, they polled 1,500 people in a certain area. And like I say this, looking where I live and here in Southern California, you tell me the results that you want, and I will take the poll fairly. But based on the results that you want, I will take it either in Newport Beach or in the hood. That's the way it goes with polls. It's a matter of where you take it. It's not a cross section or anything. And that's how they use polls to shape public opinion.
Yeah, and then they get to wear hats like big dogs.
Random people.
Yeah, but they didn't ask anybody in Cyprus, right? They didn't ask anybody in Cyprus, so how do you know?
Yeah, right.
We didn't get those calls.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Justin didn't get those polls.
No. I wasn't dancing with no polls there, huh?
He was smoking them.
Oh, that says the guy with the I Heart Wiener shirt or hat on. Oh,
I've got some pictures of you, Justin.
Incriminating photos. Oh my.
Yeah. What is this? The Linehan files? Come on now.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta leak them out slowly over the course of the next year.
Brother.
Hold on, where's my black book? Where's my black book?
Who's in the Epstein files? I don't get it. Like, so you had former President Clinton who testified that Trump was not involved. Then you have people who said Trump was in there. But if you're in there, if you were his limo driver at one point, you're basically in the files, right?
Well, that's the thing is you have to do a lot of work on on the things that they posted, they blocked out a lot of the stuff. If you've seen the unredacted ones, it says, oh, claim made by so-and-so said this. And then it shows his rap sheet of bullshit that he's been committed. The guy who said that Trump was involved, because there's a bunch of crazy people that they've got in there. Mm-hmm. But if you look at what their correlated like offenses are, it's like, oh, it's just a crazy crackpot saying weird shit.
Yeah.
It does. It's not like don't take it as gospel.
I know. So that's my question is who's in there and for what? And anyone can be in there, right? If you
apparently the one person who's not in there is Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also died when he said something though.
It was a setup.
Yeah, he was actually protecting kids at his Neverland Ranch.
I remember Macaulay Culkin saying that Michael Jackson saved his life, but he wouldn't say how.
He still says it to this day. He was just interviewed not that long ago.
Why though? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's hard too because that documentary on HBO is like a hit piece, so it's like a.
Well, you'd have to ask Stanley Kubrick.
Can't do that now.
Yeah, and go ahead, ask Jolly West too, right? See what we get. Huh?
Ask the writer of Blade Runner. He'll tell you. The CIA is real nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of the writers, y'all, the writers over there. Did Josh, you listen to that Metzger interview, right?
Hey, real quick, guys. I gotta get going because I gotta be up at 1 a.m.
Okay, all right, man. It's been fun.
Cool. All right,
1 a.m. American time.
Yeah.
Yes, Pacific
all
time.
Right, guys, so
your time.
American time.
We'll go ahead, cap it off here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad that we could reboot Topicocalypse on this show, the Dissenting Goyim Show, brought to you by Dyed in the Wool History Productions. Topicocalypse will be weekly. Yes, it will. It'll be weekly. It'll be all pop culture. We'll leave behind this political nonsense, even though we talked about social media activism today. And we'll move on and talk about even better things like
hats.
LA Kings.
Yeah.
Heart Wieners. Anyway, it'll be good conversation.
Kings and Wieners.
We appreciate you tuning in. And now we are going to go ahead and jump over to TDGS Sports. Thank you.